Hi everyone, my name is Laura and I am back outside today on the Project Rose farm. And today we are going to be doing a tour of the greenhouse. We're going to look at some of the plants in there and I'm going to show you all what is growing in our greenhouse. But before we begin, today we're going to start with a grounding exercise. So I am sitting on the ground for us to do our grounding exercise together. You can do this inside while you're watching this video, and then later when you go outside, you should try it again outside. So this grounding exercise is a great way for us to engage our 5 senses and for us to start to notice what's going on around us and how we're feeling in our body. So we're going to begin by everyone taking a deep breath together. Okay, now we're going to start with looking. We're going to look around and I want you to take a moment and notice one thing that you can see. So what I noticed is I see some plants over here next to me. They're all dried up from last year when they were growing out here. Next, we are going to feel. So we're going to notice something that we feel in our body. So what I noticed is that the ground that I'm sitting on is a little wet. So my legs and my bottom are feeling a little wet on the ground right now. All right, next we're gonna close our eyes and listen, and let's all notice one thing that we can hear. So I'm hearing a lot of bird song all around me as I sit outside on the farm, which is really lovely. Alrighty, next we are going to smell. So take a moment, maybe take another deep breath and see if you smell anything right now. So I'm also noticing as I'm smelling here that it smells the way it smells outside when it's just rained. So it just rained here on the farm last night and it has that kind of like that soil smell. I really like that smell. All right, and then the last one we're gonna do is what we taste. So take a second and see if you taste anything right now. So for me, it's the morning and I can still taste my toothpaste in my mouth from when I brushed my teeth this morning. Maybe you just ate something that you can taste, or if you're like, I don't really have a strong taste in my mouth right now, you could think about maybe one of your favorite tastes, something that you really like to taste. Okay, so we've gone through our 5 senses and now we're just a little bit more connected and noticing our body and everything that's going on around us. So when you are able to go outside later, you should do this again because it's gonna be different what you're seeing and hearing outside than right now when maybe you're inside watching this video. And another thing we can do is you can notice more than one thing for each of our senses. So when you're looking and listening, maybe see if you can count a few different things that you are noticing around you. All right, now it's time for us to go into the greenhouse and check on our plants. Let's go. Okay, I am outside of the greenhouse right now. We're gonna walk in. So the greenhouse is an inside space where we are starting some of our plants. So the plants that are in here have been pretty recently started and seeded. You can see lots of different kinds here behind me. And this is where we are taking care of the plants when they're really small, before they're ready to go out in the field. Okay, so we're gonna take a closer look at some of our plants. I want you to notice the different shapes and the different colors that you can see on each plant. We have some that are still really tiny and some that are a little bit bigger. Notice on these beet plants the different colors. Over here we have our onion plants, and you can see that the leaves of the onion plants are a very different shape than these beet leaves. Then over here we have our collard greens and 2 different kinds of kale growing. Here are some more tomato plants, lots of different kinds of tomatoes, and you can see in the tomatoes also, most of them, the leaves are very similar shape, but a few of the kinds of tomatoes, the leaves are a little bit different. So you can notice the difference between these and then these ones over here. Then back over here we have some Napa cabbage, and right here some more tiny little plants that are a little bit younger. These are some parsley plants. Okay, so here in the greenhouse, our plants have everything that they need to grow. So what are the different things that plants need to grow? We talked about this a little bit in one of the last videos. I brought this curly kale plant over to show you that it has everything in the greenhouse that it needs to grow big and strong. You can see it's already got these 4 leaves up here, so it's been growing quite a bit. So what does it need to grow? First, it needs sunlight, and you can see it's really, really sunny in here today. So lots of sunlight coming into the greenhouse. Next, it needs water. So we water the plants in the greenhouse every single day, sometimes many times a day. Then our plants also need nutrients. And where do they get the nutrients? They get them from the soil. So the nutrients are the food that our plants need to grow. So there's soil that you can see down here by the roots. That's where the plant is going to take in the nutrients. The next thing that our plants need to grow is air. Just like we need air, plants also do. And then they also need space. So space for their roots and space for their leaves to grow and spread. So in the greenhouse, our plants have everything they need to grow, but then when they get about this big, this kale plant is ready to be planted outside. So next we're going to go out and we're going to show you the rest of the farm outside where these plants will be planted when they're ready, like this one. All right, let's go. Okay, so in here you all can see that we have plants growing in the ground. So this lettuce is growing in the ground, and let's notice over here the different colors and shapes of the leaves of the lettuce. We've got a red lettuce and we have a green lettuce, and they have very different both colors and shapes. Over here we have our beds of carrots. I'm gonna step over and come down and look closely at these carrots. These are little itty bitty carrot plants. You can see it's just starting to put out some leaves that look different than these first 2 leaves. They're still really young. Carrots take a long time to grow, so there are the carrots. Over here, we're going to take a look at some spinach and peas. You'll notice that some of the spinach still looks really small and young. And then some of the spinach, this spinach we started a little bit earlier, that already looks like it's ready to be harvested. So pretty soon we will be harvesting this, and then it's ready to be eaten. So we can go ahead and taste one of these leaves right now. It's really yummy. And then here are the peas. Peas are my very favorite plants that are growing on the farm right now. So look at how these are different than the other plants we've looked at. I like this part of the plant. The peas will sort of grow and climb up this trellis. Okay, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed our tour of the greenhouse and getting to see some of the plants that are growing out on the farm right now. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe to the Project Grows channel. We're gonna be releasing videos every single week for you all to follow along with what's happening on the farm and what's happening outside in your own backyard. So you can visit our website, projectgrows.org, for more information about us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.